Hello everyone. Whoops, there goes the mouse. Sorry about that. Okay, since I've now had about 4 problems doing videos, we're going back to the laptop, and I really apologize for the bad videos. At least it's not lagging as bad. I gotta check something here. Get rid of this. Bye. So, welcome to chat time on Thursday, May 9th. Just decided to take the day easy between shaking hands and feeling nervous and everything. Life's kind of sucked. It's a little cooler in the living room now that I closed the blinds. I hate that. Makes me feel like a mushroom. And because I like the light coming in. I so prefer curtains. Should be okay as long as Simon or Cleo don't need up there. Because otherwise they're going to pull at it to try and get behind. That's one of the reasons why I like curtains. They mix better with cats. Some people have had trouble with cats climbing their drapes. I've never had a problem. They know better than to do that. Mommy gets a little mad when they do that. So, welcome to Creighton's Custom Creations. Today I'm trying to solve a problem I created months ago on a original custom piece, because I'm just doing it as I go. So there's absolutely no way to repeat the pattern, or would I ever want to repeat the pattern. It's the wrap for Mr. C. He asked me to do for him. I'm not sure whether I did shawls first. No, I think I started doing this wrap for him first before I started working on all the shawls. And so, anyways, I'm working with several colors of, don't fall on the floor again, oh, there's backwards. I hope it comes when it plays, it's forward, but this is Caron Simply Soft. These big ones are 170 grams. They're anywhere here in Alberta and probably the rest of Canada. Upwards of about $6 a ball. I like to get them at Michael's when they're having their 2-for-1, and I can have a coupons and stuff. 170 grams, approximately 315 yards, 288 meters. It's a medium 4 weight, 5mm knitting needles, 5mm crochet hook, and so I believe, well, that's a 4, but for those that don't know, that's a crochet hook. I don't have it. The knitting needles are the long ones with a thing on the end, and what that's there for is to, sorry, my shirt's coming up. What the thing on the end of a knitting needle is for is to hold the stitches from falling off the end. I prefer circular needles, and that's 2 needles with no ends, but it's got a wire or a plastic piece in between, and that allows you to do bigger things like afghans and have something like 300, 350, even 175 stitches on there on a needle, on a regular needle. Excuse me. Even a regular needle they can fall off. You can lose your work off the end, and knitting is not necessarily that forgiving. If you drop stitches, make a mistake, and have to take things apart. So this is where crochet has a bonus. As long as you're not doing anything circular, like in a round versus a row, you should be usually okay. Close that. Something popped up on my screen. Anyways, you're usually pretty okay with crochet when doing squares or afghans that are side side, because you can just back up your stitches to where you made your mistake, figure out how many rows you're at, where you're in your pattern you're at, and so it's much more forgiving if you make a mistake. Knitting's also a little, I should say a lot tighter. So if you're using some of these fuzzy yarns, you can end up, if you have to pull it apart, it's called frogging because you rip it. The yarn world has some really cute short sayings and things for things that go on. I'm thinking about calling yarn people yarnies. My fellow yarnies, welcome to Creighton's Custom Creation. I'm Mrs. C. And anybody else who's watching there. And please remember to hit the like button. And if you like what you're seeing, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe and hit the bell. Because if you hit that bell beside the subscribe right there, it will notify you every time I'm on, every time I post a video. So far it's not letting me do live videos. I tried to, so I could fix this whole laggy thing. The big computer's off. The computer in the bedroom isn't hooked up to the Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure what's going on. It's probably a software problem. So I need to clean my phone out, but I'm not dealing with that today because it just doesn't want to be compatible with this laptop. When I try to get stuff off the memory card, it just takes forever and it hates it and stuff. So, but I will be cleaning out my phone because I'm going to have a minor yarn haul tomorrow to build up materials for Christmas and projects to come. It's not going to be a big one, but there you go. I've got a little one from last Saturday, which I should show you before I leave. But anyways, back to this. So 5mm knitting needles, medium 4-weight yarn, 5mm crochet hook. It says it's machine washable and dryable. I would hold off on throwing stuff in the dryer and definitely wash everything on cold. Be careful what you wash stuff. Hooks on bras get caught on everything and they can just pull stuff apart. I don't necessarily have to do on gentle cycle in the washing machine, but definitely wash on cold. And because we have a dog, my stuff does go in the dryer, but only on cool air, the fluff. Some people have cool air dry, some have a fluff setting, but whatever the no heat setting on your dryer is. If you're going to lay too flat, make sure that you have space to do that. And if you're going to just hang it up, acrylic as well as wool will stretch. I have a knitted poncho I did. Absolutely love the thing. Hung it up many times, but hung it up from the top down, and the weight of the water that was still in it after even going through a spin cycle and wash, it stretched it. So after realizing that's what happened, I fold it I take it, hold it up so that it's the triangle. Sorry, shouldn't be talking with my hands when it's lagging. And I then take it and hang that over a hanger, so you've got the two sides draping down. I've got some of those really soft blankets that you get, the new blankets they've got for babies and adults and everything, and they're really soft on both sides. I don't throw those in the dryer, except on no heat. I got one for Cleo as a baby blanket because it was fuzzy and a nice purpley lavender color. Threw it in the dryer on heat, because I only had the one for her, and she did like that one, and drying takes a bit, and it doesn't feel as soft. So if you have stuff you're really in love with, don't put it in the dryer on regular heat. That stuff, it just cooks. I've also done it where I've had stains on, say, like a t-shirt, and I didn't have any shout or any of that other kind of stuff that takes stains out. I didn't throw it in the dryer, hung it up, and after about 3 to 4 washings, the stain more or less came out. It came out enough that it didn't visibly show. So, and so this is black. This is a Caron Simply Soft Black. I have, what I'm doing is, when I started that wrap for Mr. C, I made the mistake of deciding to work on the border at the same time as I did the middle. Never doing that again. It's too much a pain in the butt. Sorry, pardon me. Because now I've got 4 strands going in, and it's all twisting, and it's just driving me nuts. And it's not like working with a Grafgan where you might have little ones where you're doing your project parts for your picture. So yeah, a little annoying for me. Maybe not for others, but for me it's become a little bit of frustration, and is part of the why I'm not, I haven't got it finished. The other reason is I'm doing single crochet, which is that tiny little stitch, and that it makes for a nice tighter weave, and there's no gaps or holes or anything like that, but it does take much longer doing single crochet. So excuse me. And so it's just been annoying. But what happened was, I had 2 balls like this, and one, when I tried to pull the middle out, because sometimes you get really lucky, and this is the best thing, is when you pull the middle out, it just pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls, and it moves smoothly, and occasionally there's a little knot, and you pull, and it comes, and life is wonderful, and it's so nice to do your projects. The second ball didn't do that, and I know some people call these skeins, and that's a ball. I grew up with everything, it was a ball. So I have a tendency to call them balls. So I apologize to all my fellow yarn users. I'm probably going to call it a ball more than a skein, more often than not. Anyway, so what happened was, I had it yarn barf. I had the skein yarn barf. And a yarn barf is where, when you're trying to pull out the middle, you get a hunk, a messy, knotty hunk that comes out of the yarn like that. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're large. I've had 3 come out of a skein. That was fun. But literally not as fun as what I'm trying to do right now, which is ball those 2 bits up, because with everything twisting around itself as I'm crocheting, is one of the things that happens to me. It's having this like this is making it very, very hard to untwist everything. I go until everything is tight, and sorry, I need to shift again. It's one of the things about having arthritis in my lower back, above my butt. I get very uncomfortable, and things shift, and I have to shift. So, so yes, now I'm sitting here because I don't know if I said this before. I did in the other videos I was attempting to make, but I will say again, not feeling so swift today. Got some shaking going on. The house seems a little less humid now that I've got the blind closed, so probably was just getting some sun in through there and warming up the glass. I do have the screen door open in the porch. It's locked so Simon doesn't accidentally open the door or somebody come up, knock, and decide they're coming in. We've got a few people that are allowed to do that. And out he goes, because he is hard to catch. He doesn't really leave the yard yet, but that doesn't mean he won't do that in the future. So I'm sitting here and I decided that housework is important, but I needed to relax, and I do want to finish this Mr. C's wrap, get that off the to-do list. And so I thought while I was winding this, we would have a Thursday chat. Please leave a comment if you would like me to talk about something. I don't just crochet, I do knit. We could talk about music. Maybe one of these days we'll just talk about music. Can't play anything because everybody has copyright, and I totally get that. As a person who writes, I've been having some problem with that over the last couple of years. It gives me headaches to write. It might be the computer. I haven't actually sat down and wrote too much on paper, so maybe it's just the computer. I unfortunately have to have the laptop on bright, otherwise I can't see it. I'm not sure if that's an aspect of being farsighted. Even with my glasses on, I have problems. Pause for a thought. Rain went on me. So anyways, it's definitely getting warmer outside, so we'll shift to gardening. And then when I get this all wrapped up, I'll show you the wrap that I'm working on for Mr. C. So managed to get out with the rotary mower and do a lot on the front and a bit here and there on the back. So I'm a little on top of things. I've left some dandelions, and I know they're like one of the scourges of lawn maintenance. People hate them, but I love bees, and bees love dandelions because some of the first stuff that pops up, and so they get a lot of their food from that. I've heard that dandelion honey, bees that feed on dandelions, it can be bitter. It's not as sweet. I've never tried it. Maybe I should. And just have a look at it. So yes, I apologize again for the lagging on this. I will get this figured out at some point, even if it's just I've got to quit taking so many pictures and things of the fur babies and get them off my phone quicker. Get them posted on Facebook, or just get them downloaded onto the laptop. Maybe find some better software so that I can do live videos. Because right now I can only do a live video on Facebook. I thought I was doing a live video on YouTube, so I wasted almost 20 minutes before it quit on me, and there was nothing in it in the video. So thanks. So yes, outside, just trying to get things manageable, because with a rotary mower, if the grass gets too long, you can't bully it very well like you would with a gas mower, or even with an electric mower. Electric mowers apparently don't have the same kind of power that a gas mower has, and stuff, but rotary. It makes this nice click, 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 click kind of noise that's rather relaxing for me. And so I enjoy getting out. So yes, I've started my yard work, exercise plan and diet. It requires me to eat more food, so that's part of the reason why I probably will be losing weight. Because I crave more food, and then I up my protein intake with that. And then I'm out burning calories, so if I do get some extra carbs in there, it's not quite so horrible. But yeah, it's I enjoy it. Not everybody. He hates it. He hates to mow. So I am in the process of also digging up the yard. If there's no grass, there's nothing to mow. And I want grass, but I also like flowers. Gardening for me isn't about just growing food. Mr. C likes to grow food, so I'm going to create a new zucchini patch, so that the smaller one can be dedicated to other vegetables. Just because the zucchini like to take over. And so I just thought, okay, fine, you can have your own space. And that kind of thing. So maybe as I'm doing growing the zucchini and picking it, I'll find some recipes and share them on here. See if I can't put the actual recipe in the description box. See if it's big enough to do that. Crystal's got from Bag O' Day Crochet, who had a yarn unboxing today as her video from Hobby, I do believe it's called. Got some really nice stuff. Apparently the cookie yarn is really, cookie cakes are really nice. The colors look fabulous. And she was showing off milk yarn, and was saying how soft it was. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to try that someday. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll get lucky, and I'll be able to do that. And I will be, when I'm out videoing, I will show you what I got done in the garden too, as well. Show off my flowers and our vegetables. I'm hoping by giving the zucchini their own place, my peas will actually grow this year. They were doing fine, and then the zucchini started to come up and they were still okay, but then we got a really hot spell, and that just really kind of nuked my peas. They never did recover. No matter how much I tried to be diligent with water, how much I cut back the zucchini so we could get some light in there to see if they will grow. No, that heat spell last year just killed my peas. I plan to dig further along the fence, so maybe they'll like a little bit more shade in the afternoon, rather than be cooked all afternoon type thing. Things I'm looking forward to, Mr. C continuing to get better, because if he does that, then for sure on days off, I won't be upstairs all by myself. I've got one person who has said they will help, possibly another person, so that'll be really cool. And get some help doing the cleanup so we can get to the spots of putting the insulation in, and the new insulation in, and the drywall and that kind of thing. So that'd be really kind of cool. Because the minute that upstairs is ready to be moved into, that means a bunch of stuff in the basement goes upstairs. And there'll be more space, and I'll actually be able to properly create my craft area. I think what I'm going to do for right now is go over and clean up the mess that's in his workspace, and I'm going to steal it. Because I would love to be able to crochet stuff that I'm not picking dog hair out of or worrying about because it went on the floor, you know, because even after you vacuum, there's still dust and crap is in it. You have to clean it. But yeah, I can run the vacuum cleaner over it, and within an hour, with the dog walking across it, being outside to go to the bathroom, or the cats laying on it and shedding on it, I can get hair back again. And I sit in this little corner of the couch and try and keep everything on me, or in its bag, or I've got a couple of buckets, a couple of things I use as yarn buckets. And it'll be nice to be able to have it down in an area where the cats rarely go, and the dog never does, because the stairs are too steep for him to go down them. He doesn't like doing that, so he stays upstairs. And it would, you know, in the summer when it's hot and it's going to get warm, it's going to be nice to go in the basement where it's cool. Down there, and then I can set up Barbie and Ken too as well for doing displays, make it for easier display stuff. And there's some fluorescent lighting down there, so it might make for less yellow videos. I need a drink. It's a little dry in here. It's weird. Wainwright is probably the driest wet place I've ever lived in. There's swamp and water all over the place, and yet it is very, very dry. Very, very dry. I'm hoping that we don't get a fire ban this year, because I would love to be using our fire pit. I used it last night to clean out some of this branches and things that he put in it. But yeah, it's kind of nice to just go sit out there in front of the fire and maybe roast a marshmallow or two, or a hot dog, or Italian sausage. The mild Italian sausage actually works really nice. We've picked that up at both Walmart and No Frills. For not too expensive, and that's really, really nice, and nice taste to it. I'm not sure, I don't eat them anymore because I have issues with the spices now. It's not just dairy, it's spices. And nothing like an ugly gut to ruin a perfectly good evening. Anyways, I'm getting there. The ball's getting bigger. I'm getting there. I'm also planning at some point, and these will work much better when I can actually get online live. I'm going to start reading some of my poetry and bits and pieces of short story, just for something different. Because I like to get it out there, and trying to self-publish is really expensive, and it's also very hard to get recognized by the big companies. They have so many of the big publishers have their own stuff that they've got. that they work with, and very rarely do not take any manuscripts unless it's solicited by an agent, and I don't have one of those right at the moment. So yeah, I just thought I do have a blog on Blogspot. I have a few of them in there. One is Hers is Ray, my 2 cents worth. I lost that one. I don't know. I got locked out of it for some reason, and then I couldn't get back into it ever. So that one went the way of the dodo bird. I am also putting these videos on the Crate and Customs Creation on Blogspot. Blogger, Blogspot, I think. Anyways, it's there too as well. Who'd have thought balling yarn would be so exhausting? I will have to get up and eventually go and do some stuff, because tomorrow's recycling and I need to get that all out so it's not hanging around the house taking up space. I'm pretty happy with the house. It's just disorganized, and we've, unfortunately, with all the health issues, excuse me, we're just not on top of anything anymore. When I do load the dishwasher or do dishes, the arthritis in my lower back really kills, and I can't ignore it. Not like this in my knees. I'm hoping with the nicer weather, though, that I can get Copper out to the dog park, because that would be really good. I put most of those videos of the kiddos under Creighton Family Videos. So if you're wanting to take a peek, I have a really weird one, because I was trying to turn my phone sideways, but it didn't record that way. It still wanted to record up and down. My phone still wanted to record up and down. So it's a little cattywampus. If you have a phone and you turn it on an angle slightly, it's more straight. But if you're I imagine if you're using a desktop, laptop type thing, it will be still sideways. And I apologize for that. I'm still working. I'm not that efficient with computers yet. I can play my games, and I can record some simple videos. I miss my other laptop, the HP. I won't get another Asus. I've had nothing but problems with this one. Some of it is the Windows 10. It's not very user-friendly, and I have stuff going in 2 or 3 places all at the same time. And it's hard to find stuff some days. I finally remembered that any video I do in here goes under camera roll. So now I can find these videos. It took forever for me to go through all the files on my computer trying to find these. So if you're enjoying listening to me babble, and you want to see more of me, please hit the like button. That's always appreciated. Sometimes people watch, but I have no idea whether they liked it or hated the video, so it doesn't give me any guide as to what I should be having on here. And same with on Facebook. I'll put videos on there, and it will say seen by 45 people, and I'll have no likes, 2 likes, 5 likes. So I don't know whether or not the person just popped it up, turned it off. it played while they were scanning through something when they came, and so that's why it says they watched it, but they didn't really watch it. So I know it can be a bit of a yada yada yada, you know, become a like monster with liking everything between all the memes and your friends and all the pages you subscribe to on Facebook that you're following in there. But yeah, please feel also free to subscribe. Hit the bell that's beside the, oops, sorry, the little gray bell beside the where it says subscribe. Hit that, because then whenever I post something on there, you'll get notified that I've done something. Also, leave a comment. Like, this video is already at like 36 minutes. If my videos are too long, I'd like to know that. I'd like to know what length people want them be. So I'm probably going to wrap this up very shortly. Maybe keep it to 45 minutes, because I gotta. This is just a chat, and the chats are probably going to be longer. I'm sorry I can't do live at this time, because I'd love to do a live video. I haven't quite got settled down enough to do a tutorial yet. I'm having trouble concentrating, which is possibly showing up in the videos because I wander a bit. I apologize for that. Hopefully the MRI in Edmonton tomorrow at University Hospital will show something. Will give us a further clue as to what's going on with me, besides being burnt out. And there is, I'm becoming to realize that potentially being burnt out, severely burnt out, not much stress, is what's causing a big portion of my problems, and it's aggravating everything all out as well. Because when your muscles are tight and you have arthritis, they pull on them, and that hurts a lot. A lot. But being stressed also tightens up. With it tightening the muscles up also makes it easier to pull, strain, and tear your muscles when you go and do activities. So maybe Dr. Witt is right. It is too much pain from all the arthritis and the tight muscles and my fibromyalgia. Was hoping to get a bit of a different diagnosis. I've mentioned this before in one of the videos, so I'll quickly say that getting diagnosed with MS potentially would have helped me get better eligibility for aid money from the province. But fibro isn't one of the top ones that they jump all over and saying, okay, yeah, we will help you. So potentially when I get my letter, I'm going to get a no. So I've got a bit of an uphill fight with that, and I'm not sure I have enough energy for that to do. We'll try. When I'm really stressed out, like if Kirk has another bout of where things go wrong with his dialysis and we have to go to Edmonton again, that will be a very long week. It will probably be a week. And I will be very stressed out, and thank you, Crystal, for being out there. And Rose likes crochet and Fiber Hearts, which I haven't watched in a bit. Need to get and do that. Oh, I found my paper. I'm not sure, but I think I mentioned that once before, that I lost my paper that had all my notes on it. Found it. So I've got a few names written down for some of the other yarn people, crochet people on YouTube. So I will be doing some watching and some reviews. A little bored with what's on Netflix at the moment, so this could be an opportunity to watch something else for change. If you like Rose Likes Crochet, I missed her video from last Friday. I just put it off. I was tired, so I wasn't really watching anybody but Crystal there for a bit, trying to keep up with her. And her giveaway might still be eligible, so go look for her May 3rd video here on YouTube, and she may still have yarn. Well, it's yarn and crochet stuff. She's got 3 different that she's giving away. It's only for in the United States, but I think that's fair. Like, I'm planning to do my own giveaway. It's going to be for my subscribers. I will be writing them down. I'm going to get a book, and I'm going to write them in the book as I go, because I have no idea how to use the subscriber comment picker. And I have no idea how to find out who my subscribers are. To, you know, pull up the names. All I know right now is I have 2. I've had a friend on Facebook, a Facebook friend that I absolutely love because she's funny. I have, she said to get on there and that she would try and get on and subscribe. Don't know if she's done that yet. But, yeah, it would be cool. Like, Jacksepticeye has, I think, 22 million subscribers. I can't imagine. Wow, that's like a lot. And just wow. Congratulations to him on his part. And, whoa. Okay, what I've got here now, besides stuff knotting up, is this. I don't know if you, okay, yeah, whoops, sorry. Oh, come on. Hang straight. There we go. What that is 2 wispy ends. I'm thinking that's where they had a yarn end, and they spun it, but it didn't spun in quite tight. When I saw it earlier, I wasn't going to cut it off, but I think I'm going to do that. I think I'd rather, especially since this is a personal project for my husband. I'm not ever going to be that lax on things I make for him, but I'm going to relax a little bit on the oopses. My stuff, I definitely will be I don't care as much on some stuff I make for me. I won't be that careful about how I tuck it ends, because I don't care. If it's for me, I don't care. Okay, so now I've got this. I've almost done it, and we're up to almost the 44 minutes, 45 minutes, like I said. I'm just going to keep talking, and if nobody watches this video, nobody watches this video. I really wish I could do live, because then there might be some interaction. I do them on Facebook. It's the same name, except it's Rachel Ann Creighton on Facebook. For whatever reason, my phone is able to do live on Facebook, but I think they run it through Skype, so that's a little bit different in there. So that, so it's working better. Sorry, I'm tired, so I'm kind of umming and sewing, and well, at least I haven't hit okay after everything I say. That's when I know I'm really tired. Tomorrow, I will be going to Edmonton, as I said. I'm going to get that MRI done. I'm going with my friend, who's like a big sister to me. Help keep me sane when all the wedding stuff is going on. It doesn't seem to matter how simple you like try to keep your wedding, unless you just go stand in front of a judge at the courthouse or wherever. Weddings are stressful. And especially when you don't have a lot of money, you've decided to craft, nobody gets your vision of what you're doing. But on that note too, I am very appreciative of all the people who did come and help us with our wedding, because it did make it special. Absolutely special. So yeah, if check me out on Facebook. I put videos, live videos on there, a lot, because it's, well, not always just live videos, but I do the live videos because it's that contact, and it's here and it's right now, because I never seem to work with a script. I should probably start doing that. And I'm tired, so trying to write down everything that goes on, like just this little bit, which doesn't even seem like it's been almost 47 minutes, to try and write all this out, it gives me a headache. I get tired, and then I just want to go lay down. So doing videos is a lot easier for me. So that's why I'm doing this. It was Crystal that kind of got me off my butt to do the stuff on YouTube, to be a YouTuber. I would like to have like 10 subscribers. It would be great. Especially when I'm having this giveaway. And so the hint of the giveaway is tomorrow for sure. If I can find that bag at Dollarama again, the owl bag, I will be buying that owl bag. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fun or done. A fun and done. Fiber Hearts did their first giveaway, or their second giveaway, or something like that. They did, you could choose from, and they did it on their live video, so it was like right there, right now. Whoever happened to be on the site that day, on their live viewing that day, got a chance to win stuff, and they had choice between fun or done. Well, I'm thinking that I'm going to do this bag as a fun and done. There'll be a variety of things in there. Potentially balls of yarn that I thought I wanted and I don't want, so they go in there. Sale items that I find at Michael's, because Walmart up here doesn't ever have sales. Coupons or nothing. They just competitor pricing, and they've got their few stores, and it's usually the groceries, not anything else. I make Walmart a party pooper because they don't have sales anymore on yarn. Their craft stuffs, they never have sales. They used to sell the 1 pounder, the 1 pound mill end, and they don't anymore. So anyways, with the gift, it'll have a little bit of everything in it. It'll have some yarn and some things to go with yarn, some things I've made, probably stickers, and maybe notebooks and pens and pencils. If there's pencils going in it, I'm sending pencil sharpeners. Got cool little pencils, and you can't write with them because pencils never come sharpened. Might be pencil crayons, might be markers, and I'm thinking graph paper for those that graph can. Maybe some duotangs. But the big hint here is I will probably be doing The giveaway, the last day for the giveaway will be October 31st. And because that'll give me time to fill this bag. Not only fill this bag, but also get it in the mail. And specifically here in Canada, get it in the mail before Canada Post decides it's going on strike. Because I like to do that right before Christmas. We have wonderful, wonderful postal service. They probably aren't making enough money. It is a federally run institution, Canadian institution. And there's a lot of hard work. It isn't just collecting envelopes. They did try cutting costs a lot. They no longer have door-to-door service. It's all post office boxes. In town, your address will not say P.O. Box. You'll have an address, and then you go up to the box, and there's your mail. Get your key and do your mail. Okay, cool. Aha, I think we have it. Had to cut that one little bit, so I have tiny little ball and that other bigger ball. Whoops, and there goes across the floor. I'll pick that up in a minute here. Simon's not here, so I don't have to worry about it. So I will be taking, we should be getting GST in October. And I will be taking probably the bulk of my share of that money to mail this, because it's not going to be cheap. I sent 6 Easter eggs to my niece in Victoria, which is the province over. It will take about 24 hours straight driving to get to where she is from where we are in Alberta. And it cost me $26. It was $20 regular post, but I kind of thought it would be cool to get it there before Easter, so I paid an extra $6. I do believe that's how it broke down for the 2 to 3 day mail. Now, I made a 5-inch granny square to add to Crystal to the fan afghan that she had going on her Bag of Day Crochet, and I mailed that off in December, end of December, I think, and it cost me $8 to send that down to the States. So I'm not having any illusions as to the price of mailing stuff. Excuse me. I am open to mailing the price to whichever subscriber. Like I said, I'm going to write them all down. I'm going to have a book, and then I'm going to take all their names and on a piece of paper write all the names on it. It's going to take me a bit if I, whatever, miraculously end up with like 1,000 or more subscribers. It's going to take a bit to do, or I will go on and try and get a live seed, or at least the video for giveaway, and say that I'm doing that. And I just want it to be for people who actually want to watch me, not just people out there trying to get freebies. There's nothing wrong with getting freebies, but I think if you're taking time to sit and watch my hour-long video, it should be you that gets rewarded more than somebody who just popped in that day. Oh, look at a giveaway, and so that they can get a freebie. So anyways, I am willing to mail it anywhere. As Crystal says, I'm not responsible for any fees that might arrive on your end. I will mark it down as a gift on my end. I will pay for the postage to get it to you, but you're responsible for getting it from your post office on your end. So if there's any taxes or fees or border things that are going on, that will be your responsibility. I'm not responsible for that. I'm going to try and not put anything in it that would hold it up in customs. It will be yarn, and it'll probably be brand name yarns. It'll be Caron Simply Soft or Bernat, some Bernat stuff. Their yarn in our Walmart is less than $4, so it's easier for me to do that. I will be careful with the little balls of the Bernat cotton yarn. I got caught out with the Easter eggs. I bought yarn that was scented that I didn't know was scented. I will not be sending any of that because of allergy reasons. I'm very sensitive to scent, so I bear that in mind with other people. And also to let you know that although I will be keeping this in a bin away from the fur babies, the Creighton fur babies, it is in a house that does have 2 cats and a dog. So, potentially, yes, don't enter if you're severely allergic. I'm rather allergic, but not so severely that I break out in hives all the time, or I'm choking, face is swelling type thing. I don't have that kind of allergy to fur bodies. Okay, so, but I am going to do that, and I do believe that it's October 31st, so that I can get this sucker in the mail to you guys in time to decide whether or not you want to use some of the done products for Christmas gifts, because I will include some of the Christmas ornaments that I'm going to be making. And Crystal's got a beautiful pattern for making crochet teacups. I've got some in the works, and I really do need to finish those. I'm thinking actually of including one, but I don't mind working with cotton thread. That's that really teeny stuff that you use for tablecloths. And I'm going to make these miniature teacups as Christmas tree ornaments. I thought that would be cool. A couple of people I've talked to thought that would be cool too, Mr. C included. Okay, so as we're coming up on an hour now, and I've been talking a lot in this very sort of laggy video. I promise I'll try and figure it out. I promised at somewhere near the beginning, or at least halfway through, that I would show the wrap I'm working on for Mr. C. It is freehand. There is no pattern. I am just doing it. It is a yarn hog. So my suggestion is, before you do anything where you carry yarn over, make sure you get exactly what it says and or more yarn. You probably should get more yarn than what needed is, depending on how tight you knit or crochet. If you are a loose crocheter, you're going to need more yarn than what the pattern says. So allow yourself that extra. Practically with every project you should do that. It turns out I didn't realize that that's what I was doing, but when we were at the art festival, I brought this on the Sunday to sort of keep busy. Didn't get a chance to work on a lot because lots of people were coming to the table. We had a very good showing that way. Even though we didn't sell lots, I had lots of interest, which is always good. So anyways, this part here is, the woman said I was variegating. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I was just working a pattern. The original pattern was this, sort of a block pattern, and then I got bored. So it meandered a little bit, and then ended up working my way through this. Okay, so, but in doing this kind of where you're carrying yarn forward, positive aspect of it is it's a little heavier. It's actually a lot heavier than just the single strand. However, it's a yarn hog. It will take more yarn to work the project. I've been working with this Caron Simply Soft, and It's really nice. It doesn't split on me hardly at all. But this is what I mean about the twisting. You end up with the yarn all over the place, and it's on one side and then the other side and hung up, and so I won't be doing that another project like this in a long time, and definitely will not be doing lost my train of thought. Kind of like the ball of yarn in my brain just went rolling out my ears. Anyways, I will not, oh, that's what it was. I will not be doing borders again like this because it's just a big pain in the tuchus. And unless you, it's simple for you, I wouldn't bother. Whoops, just right here. Okay, so I'm working single crochet, and for those of you that hung on, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing, if you can see. It's a little bit laggy, so I don't know if you can see. So, pricking up my gray, and then to finish off that black border piece, and holding on to the green yarn. There's the gray that I'm working with, and then this green yarn by my thumb there. And what I'm doing is pulling this gray yarn so that it's over that green yarn, wrapped around my hook, pull it up through, and like that, single crochet done. I'm hoping you can see this. I'm gonna do I'll do other ones, and so again, through the head of the single crochet, yarns held on, the green yarn is held onto the top of the gray yarn, and up and through. And what it's doing is, as I go along and I'm doing these colors, is the yarn that I'm not working with is getting buried under all the stitches and hidden in the back. So the yarn is still there, but it's just being hidden. And if you were to look up close at it, which I can't, I'm not even going to bother trying to do that, you would be able to see it. Sorry. The other thing is, when buying your balls or skeins, whatever you want to call them, potentially hanks of yarn, sorry, make sure when you're doing a project, especially if you're just freehanding it, you're just going with whatever you decide you want to make that day, that your balls of yarn are all exactly the same size. This teal color is a bigger ball than this gray, which happens to be a tweeds. It's a Caron Simply Soft tweeds. It's very, very nice, much nicer than the Bernat tweed yarn. Same there with medium 4, so both in the same needle sizes and stuff as the black. The black has 315 yards in it. The green, the teal was the same way, but this tweeds, because I guess they consider it fancier, like the variegated, so be careful with your variegateds as well, is shorter. This one only has 250 yards, so that's a difference of 65 yards. I'm going to run out of gray before I run out of the teal color, that tealy green color, and that's not cool. I've gone and bought more because I decided to do this. We bought a lot based on a random Afghan pattern that we were looking at, just to kind of gauge, and thought was going to be okay. And then I decided I was going to do this, where I was going to do that, the block in it, and sorry, that meant carrying yarn over, which meant this was going to be a yarn hog. He loves it. He's had it on. We've done some measurements. He loves it because it's heavyish. So there you go. because I've heard these about these weighted blankets for kids, I think it's with autism. You could simply do a simple weighted blanket, single crochet, by just running that extra yarn. You wouldn't necessarily even have to double strand and jump to a really big needle if you're not comfortable with that. You could just use 2 balls and run the one ball underneath everything. It might show up a little bit, but if you did a solid color, it wouldn't matter. If you did variegated, there again, it wouldn't matter. Might matter with striping, and depending on what you want to do. But yeah, you could potentially just run in there. Type thing. So, yeah, I'm getting tired, you can tell, because I'm sewing a lot now. And without a sewing machine. Too bad it wouldn't make me clothes. I'm sorry. Tired. Anyways, yeah, that could be the weighted blanket. Instead of trying to use upwards of a 10, this is a 10 crochet hook. That's a 5. So there's a significant difference in the size of the hooks. And if you're not comfortable using this 10, I do believe that's a 10. Yeah, so this one's a 10 millimeter. If you're not comfortable using this, and you're more comfortable using a 5, and you want to do a weighted blanket, try using that hidden strand in the back. Just crochet over. Potentially I should do actually a short little video of that. I potentially can get about 5 minutes on my phone, and I could get you started with that, because I think that would be kind of cool. And I'm probably going to use the cotton yarn. It's even heavier than that, and so this is a way for somebody who is not a fan of chunk yarn to potentially get a slightly heavier blanket. It may not be as heavy as if you were doing double strand crochet or knit, but his wrap has a fair amount of weight to it. It's one of the reasons why he likes it so much. It's because it's heavy. It's done with the single crochet, so it's closed. There's no openings in that type thing. So, so I think I'm going to close here today. Basically, it's welcome to the chat ramble hour with Rachel and Mrs. C of Creighton's Custom Creations. I hope everybody is going to have a great weekend. I look forward to showing off what I purchase, and what I'm going to use them for. Because I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler, because my niece isn't following on here, but she might now. I promised to do some videos for her anyways. And so get on here, and I look forward to showing you and talking about how everything went, including probably being horribly shaken by the MRI unit. They call it Mr. Brain. On my piece of paper it says Mr. Brain. So, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. That Friday goes swiftly if you want it to go swiftly, slowly if you want it to drag, and medium for those who are unsure how they want their Friday to go. And remember, life is a craft project. Make it fun. And peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Goodbye. I'll see you later.